Hey guys, I'm going to teach you how to play Integer War. Now some of you already know how to play Integer War, but it's just a few of you. So for the rest of you, we're gonna play Integer War. And this is your assignment, by the way. You gotta play cards with somebody. It's bad, I know. Okay, so first we're gonna play a few rounds of regular war just in case you don't know how to play. So everybody gets the same amount of cards. Background music while I'm dealing all the cards. Now this is a nice deck. They all have the same amount, but if you're playing with an old deck of cards, like all of them in my classroom, and you're not going to have the exact number, you have to discard them. It's because you have to start with the same number of cards. You do not look at your cards. You hear that? You don't look at them. Don't look at your cards. Okay, so now we're going to turn over the top card. You may have to get closer so you can see what the cards are. All right, so we have a jack and we have an 8. Well, jack is higher than an 8, so I win those cards. I take them and I put them over to the side. We go again. 6 and a 2. The 6 is higher. Joshua wins those cards. We go again. King and a 10. Joshua wins. King's higher than a 10. King and a 9. Joshua wins.
I'm winning.
He's winning. Jack and an 8. Someone didn't shuffle these very well.
I'm winning.
Ace and a 3. Now, ace can be low or high, but in our game, ace is high, so it will be worth, well, no, I'm not gonna tell you what it's worth yet. Never mind. Scratch that part. It's high. It wins. 5 and 2. Currently, Joshua's killing me.
I'm winning.
Oh, finally. Queen and a 6. Queen is high. I win. 4 and a 3. I win. Joshua wins. Get the idea? Now we're going to look at some cards because I need some situations to happen so that you can see what happens if we turn over the same card. So if we both turn over a 9, that means we have war. So this is what happens. I declare war. Now, just look at the cards on top and decide who wins. Well, obviously I have a 7 on top. So I win all of these cards. And then you'll turn them all over and then you can look at your loot. I got an ace in there. And I have, ooh, 2 aces in there.
I don't think I'm winning anymore.
Okay, so that's how you play war. Now let's pretend that we have gone through every card in our hand and these are all of our discarded cards. At that point, we take up what we've won and we shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We don't look at them. That's cheating. And then we're ready to go again. So here we go. And we just keep playing. And then let's say that Joshua goes back to winning again. Now, if he goes back to winning again, he's going to have cards left, and I'm not going to have any cards left. That does not mean we're finished. I still have all of these cards. So we don't have to end at the same time. We can get them back out and he just plays from there and I start over, okay? Now you keep doing this until someone has no cards whatsoever. None, no cards. And then the other person has won the war. Easy enough? Good. That's the end of part 1. So in part 1, we played regular war. It's okay, Justin, calm down. Now, in part 1, we played regular war. Now we're gonna play integer war. Now remember, an integer are the numbers that you think of when you think of a number line. They're the positive and negative whole numbers, no decimals or fractions. So that's what we're gonna play is integer war. All right, so when we go, we look at the cards to begin with and we use our regular war brain. In regular war, what would win, a 7 or a 5?
A 7.
Good, Jacob, you got those. Now, he won those. Oh, wait, this is integer war. So at this point, since he won this hand, Jeremy here is going to have to figure out his score. Now, to figure out your score, you have to take the cards you won and they have a value. This is worth 7 and that one's worth 5, but then we have to come in and give them their integer value. This one is a negative card because red means a negative number. So that's really -7. Black is a positive number, so that's +5. So then you have to use your rules of adding integers. -7 goes down 7 on the number line. Adding turns us upward, and we go up 5, and we end up at -2. Okay, so now he's got those cards. Notice that I did not write anything down. I didn't need to. I didn't win the cards. You only have to write something down and do some math when you win. All right, next one. Okay, so when we have two face cards against each other, you have to remember the order. The highest card is always an ace, and then a king, and then a queen, and then a jack, and then 10. All right, so he wins this. So he's got to keep score again. All right, so aces are going to be worth 20 points. Since this is a black ace, it's going to be worth +20. And then we're going to add the value of this card. Now remember, it's a red card, so it's a negative value, so it's worth -10. All face cards are worth 10 points. So if this one goes up 20 on a number line, and then the addition sign tells us to keep going up, then we hit the negative and said, turn around. Then we're going down 10, we end up at +10. So he got 10 points there. Now we have to calculate our score. We want to keep it calculated as a running total. So -2 plus 10 goes down 2, and then we're adding 10 to it, so it turns around and goes up 10. We end up at +8. So Jeremy's score right now is +8. All right, now play again. He wins again. +10, +6, easy enough. That's 16, adding 2 positives, and I get 24. And he's killing me currently. Oh, but look. Now, who wins this? Well, Jacob here wins this because an ace is higher than a 6. So he is figuring the score. Now, when he figures this score, that 20-point ace is not a good thing for him because that is -20 points. Now the 6 is positive, so we have -20 plus 6. We go down 20 on a number line, we go up 6, we end up at -14. Now, we're adding 24 and -14, that goes up 24, and then that tells us to go down 14, we end up at 10. So he won 2 cards, but he lost 10 points, 14 points on that win. All right, now, again, I need to win something here. Let's play another minute, and I'm bound to win. Thank you, good. Miss P finally gets to record something. I have a red 2, so that's -2. I have a black 5, +5, down 2, up 5, and I end up at 3. Now, need to rig something again. Find a 4 in there. You don't rig this. I'm just trying to make this video shorter. Okay, so let's say that we had war again. Now remember, in the very beginning, when you're deciding who wins, you're using regular rules of the card game war. So we have war here. Now some of you are thinking, that's +4 and that's -4. No, they don't have any values yet. They're not positive or negative yet. That's after we've determined who wins. So for now, this is what they are. They're both a value of 4. So we have war. So I declare war. Who wins those cards? Who wins? That's right, Johnny wins those cards. Okay, so this is where you're gonna have to help each other, all right? He's won all of these cards. So what we want to do is we've got to add up the total of all of these cards. Now that's a lot of cards, and you can have double war. It's possible you could have even more cards. So what you want to do is look for some 0 pairs. Those are positives and negatives with the same value. Well, immediately I see the two 4s. We have a positive 4 and a negative 4, and we add that together, we get 0. So I can put those away. I see that there's a positive 3 and a negative 3. I can put those away. I see that we have a black king and a red king. I can put those away, but I also want you to see if I didn't have that other king, I still have a queen. They have the same point value. They're both worth 10 points. This one's positive 10, that's negative 10. So it's a 0 pair. Now I'll look at what's left. I've got 4 cards left here, and I've got to calculate their total. Now to make it easier, you want to do the positives first. Okay, so 9 points for the positive, and then we want to do the negatives. So how many points is this? Well, 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 plus 10 is 23, but that's negative 23. So that goes up 9. That tells us to keep going up. That says, turn around, go down. 23, I end up at negative 14. So Johnny won a bunch of cards, but he lost a bunch of points. So if I go up 10 on a number line, down 14, I end up at negative 4. So who's winning the game? I'm just curious. Let's look and see who's winning the game. Well, his score is negative 4, but he's won lots of hands. My score is 3, and I've won 1 hand, so I'm actually winning in integer war. Regular war, he's killing me. But integer war, I'm winning. Now remember, you keep playing this until somebody has no cards, okay? So if you can get somebody at home to play with you, that's your assignment, to play integer war. When you are finished playing integer war, I want a picture of your score sheet. I want you to send me a picture of your score sheet. You can email it to me, shelly.patterson@lcss.us. When you email that to me, I also want you to go through and count how many times I changed Jeremiah's name. I don't even know this kid. He walked it off the street.
That's true.
And I cooked supper for him. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, guys. See you later. Thank you very much. Have fun playing Integer War.